Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Crit Test Dummies. Welcome back. It is a new year. It is 2021. We have survived 2020. Yay! So, first of all, welcome back to a couple of familiar faces. We have Shane playing Trestle, Chris as Rugan, and Patrick as Mort. And joining us, special for this story, unfortunately, Enya cannot come back as Peanut for this particular story. She'll be joining us for the last leg of this arc, though. But for now, we have Twos, familiar face, back with us for this week and next week. So thank you very much for filling in at the last minute for that. Really, really appreciate it. Tonight, we are getting back into our Tier 3 work with a story called The Crumbling Stair by Cameron Melka. As always, this is available on dmsguild.com. Before we get into it, just a little recap. Our crew met high up in the north, investigating some body snatcher nonsense that ended with a ancient rune dropping on their heads. Whoopsies! Brought back by the god Selune on the condition that they occasionally run some errands for her. That started with preventing hags from, destroying the moon. Whoops. So they successfully did. So now we come to a little bit later. Last we saw these intrepid adventurers was about the winter solstice. It is now about a month or two later, middle of winter. They've gone about their own business for a while. But, Mort, you are asleep one evening, and as you often do, you have a vision of the Scrivener just writing names in his scrolls. And it gets to a particular name, Ibrith. Ybrithe. Followed by the location House of Taros. And it's written and fades off the page as if it was never there. It's written, fades off the page as if it was never there. Over and over and over again. That same night, Mort, in bed near, or Trestle in bed near Mort, you have your own dream. Tentacles they're used to seeing rising from the ocean, wrapping over the world. And as you focus on them, you hear two words echo through your brain. Follow. Explore. And as you come back to conscious, you see just one tentacle rise up out of this writhing mass. And it's holding aloft a sword that you've never seen before, with this almost glowing green energy wrapping around it, centered at the pommel on the base, before it fades and you awaken.
Hey, where are we?
You two have been about your business. This particular night, you find yourselves in an inn in the large city of Waterdeep, so a little bit further south along the coast than you have been previously.
He wakes up and immediately he's like pumped with energy. He like just rises from his bed, looks up and calls, "A message! It has come!"
Okay.
Am I awake?
Yeah, this would wake you up.
I'm in the same room.
Yep. I would assume that the two of you have stuck together as you usually do.
Okay. I see you had a good dream.
Dreams are accesses to other worlds, my companion. Ones that even you would not fully comprehend. I have been gifted with one more precise in its details than I have received in a long time.
Yes, me too, brother.
How convenient.
Yes.
It's the dream of exposition. Mort, can you make a history check for me, please?
Oh boy. History.
Trustful, you may do the same.
Yep.
Did it work? Yes. 17.
Oh, 17, yeah, that's great. Ibrith and the House of Taros are both ancient and infamous. The House of Taros was a old school for young women practicing what was at the time known as the art, magic. That was founded by a woman named Ibrith centuries upon centuries ago. In a place now known as the Forlorn Hills, east of Waterdeep, where you are now. Was destroyed in a magic battle, again, many years ago. The site's now simply known as the Crumbling Stairs, for a winding staircase that just magically floats above the ground and descends into whatever subterranean aspect of this school still remains. Famous for potentially having riches and magic artifacts there that some people come back with.
Ominous. I share that knowledge with my companion.
Do I know anything about the term? Was it Nexplore, you said?
Follow and explore.
And explore? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
I had a vision in my dream. It was the name Ibrith being strike through.
It was like it was trying to be written over and over again, but it wouldn't stick.
Okay.
My companion. The last time we saw these names, were they simply stated on the page before these people were later killed? Or were they crossed out? I cannot recall.
I think they were just on the name, right? On the list.
The last time you saw a similar version, they were being written in as people died. It was the Scroll of the Dead, so the names were being recorded as the people died.
Yeah, the last time the names we got that led us to the village were regularly captured on that scroll.
Perhaps we're the ones meant to be doing the killing this time. That might spice things up.
I know why I stick around you. It is never dull.
This seems like a suiting objective. Where are the others? The old woman and that bird.
Speaking of, with that segue, Rue, you and Peanut have returned to the High Forest, Peanut's home, investigating some of the tree plague that she's been on a quest to try and solve. You find yourself on this particular evening alone. Peanut has gone on a bit of a solitary pilgrimage into certain parts of the forest that are meant just for druids.
Fine.
Flying over the trees and enjoying the cool night air, it seems to get brighter and brighter. And as you look up, the moon that was about half full is glowing. Impossibly bright, brighter than you've ever seen before on a natural evening. And then almost like a shot, there is a distinct moonbeam that falls down to the south of the forest. Among some
What's up with the moon again?
hills and desolate area away from you. And as you look and see this location and this beacon, you blink your eyes and everything's back to a normal night.
This is not the first time something has been strange with the moon. Is there anyone around me, on the ground or in the sky with me?
Not that you can easily see now.
Well, I'm not really sure what to do about this, so I can't fly to the moon. I could try, but I kind of flutter back into a tall tree and just rest in the branches and kind of just sit up there looking at the moon, thinking, and looking at it to see if anything looks strange about it again.
No. Just that almost like spotlight on this particular area, miles south of where you are. And then back to normal.
Well, Peanut's not here. No one else is around. I don't know. What was the name of that goddess we met?
Salune.
It's like, I just sort of whisper under my breath, Salune? Was that you?
Moment passes. And there's a gentle breeze that just kind of flutters the leaves. Branches swaying around you. And in the creaking and the rustling of the leaves, you just hear, swear you hear a light feminine voice. Go. Follow.
The breeze? Follow the breeze? Okay. I just kind of flap up and like a glider, kind of let myself sit in the breeze and see where it takes me.
And as you do that, there's just this light shift in the direction of the breeze, and it starts going southward.
All right. I guess this is where I'm going. Fortunately, I'm a monk and don't need much. I have most of what I need with me. So I just let the breeze take me and see where I end up, and kind of maybe have a few looks around me as I go and see where I seem to be going. And I guess I leave the forest at a certain time, which is like, well,
You do.
well,
It's actually a good day or two of travel for you. And it's just this constant, persistent, gentle wind at your back the whole time heading south.
well, I mean, I'm not having to do much work here, so I was just sort of looking around and seeing where I'm going, looking on the ground beneath me. Just
As the first day ends, you come to the end of the high forest. The tall, old trees giving way to younger trees and eventually saplings before you enter almost a barren area of the Sword Coast with very little vegetation and gently rolling hills that slowly build into rockier hills that don't quite reach the level of mountains. And eventually,
have I been here?
breeze
Have I been here before when I was working on the Sword Coast? No. Okay.
before. This is not a place that people go very often. And eventually, the breeze, on the evening of the second day, as the sun is starting to set, the breeze stops.
Okay. I see where I am. Now I let my wings do the work, obviously, and see where I am.
There is little patches of sparse trees trying to grow underneath you. There looks to be a couple of outcroppings, some not cliffs because they're not high enough to be cliffs, but drops. It's not a nice area.
Okay, I cautiously and as quietly as possible flap down to the ground to see what's down that I may not see from up here.
And as you go almost to the ground, not quite touching, there is this kind of rumbling of the earth, and what you took for almost a pile of rocks stands up.
Ah.
Toos, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes. So there is this figure who's just stood up. You can see about 5'5" Earth Genasi.
Okay.
And he wears like a probably I would say kind of a armor which is made of bones, like classic fantasy bone-ish things. You can see like the rib bones and all the stuff. And on his back there are like two other pretty large bones, which you reckon maybe are from like a giant finger or something like this. It looks like these are his weapons, and you can look into like in this face, which is like very battle hardened, scary face, not scary, scary with a lot of scars. Like I have like the character has scars all over him, and has a black mullet.
I kind of land and say, I don't know what has brought me here to you, but it looks like we are fellow followers of the elements. So you're not attacking me. So I hold out an arm, strangely, and kind of greet you.
Hello, little bird. What are you doing in my place while I was taking a bath?
Well, as strange as it may sound, a moon goddess brought me to you. I know that sounds strange.
Oh, there are gods everywhere, so it doesn't sound that strange to me. And you are a bird, and
I am
as
not
the moon.
quite a bird. Birds do not normally talk and have arms, but I am an Arakora, and I am I follow the ways of. I follow the ways of. Give me a second. I can't remember.
Characters we haven't played in a month.
the bird air god.
Yeah.
So.
It's also a good opportunity, Rue.
The bird.
As this rock-looking humanoid figure stares at you, what does he see? What does Rue look like? Remind us, since it's been a while.
Not a giant bird, but much bigger than normal birds. Dressed in kind of green tunic, carrying a club, not carrying much else. A few little bags and trinkets around, and seems to have a strange control of the air around him, and talks in a kind of talks common and talks human-esque languages, but sort of ngaks a lot whilst he's speaking them.
Nice. So, checking name real quick. Toos, what's your character's name?
Oh, my name is Gruntma.
There we go. So, Gruntmar, what you know. This is your area. You live here. You protect here. You're aware of the area known as the Crumbling Stairs and kind of the weirdness that occurs with it. There's been activity there the last few nights. Not really sure what exactly. Just noticing a lot of the creatures seeming to be running from something, fleeing, staying away from that area. As odd as the area is, it feels odder somehow recently.
I did realize that something was changing here. Maybe Maybe you have been drawn by the same thing.
I do not like upsets to the natural order. So, perhaps.
It seems that these signs are very clear to me. You are the creature of the sky, and I am the creature of the earth. We might be very different, but together we are unstoppable. I can feel it. And I reach out with my hand. And if Rugash wants, I want to do like this hard guy thing where we are grabbing our arms and then our hands or something like this.
That thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not quite. How big are you actually? Are you a lot bigger than me, or?
I'm 5'5", so I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably bigger, but not that much.
Okay, fine. Well, I shake you by the hand. It's like a fellow channeler of the elements is a friend of mine.
Okay. Gutmar, you would know that you're actually fairly close to that Crumbling Stair area right now. It's only a couple more hours. Not even a couple more hours. About another hour down this ravine that you two have found yourself in.
We can go to this place and investigate. What do you say?
I am currently missing my adventuring partner, who's off on their own adventure. So I am at a loose end. Let's go see what we find.
By the way, what is your name?
My name is Rugan. You can call me Ru.
Nice to meet you, Ru. My
What
name
is
is
your name?
Grundma.
Grunma.
Grandma. Sorry.
Okay. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Let's go and investigate.
Follow me. And can I tell you guys how Grandma is moving?
Sure, go for it.
Basically, he has this one feature that makes him jump really far, which is like about something between 20 and 40 feet per jump.
Okay.
And so he's kind of like the Hulk, just jumping.
Okay. So.
And he's just like, follow me, and jumps 40 feet. And
Don't worry,
you're
I have my own
following-
infinite jump, which is called flying, so it's fine.
You too.
Jump as much as you like.
To any of the creatures that are near enough to see, it's an interesting sight. It's gray, stone-skinned humanoid thing with a black mullet, flying 30 feet at a time through the air, along with a giant brown bird humanoid thing flying through the air. You make your way down this rocky ravine with its scraggly trees almost reaching out for any sunlight that they can over the gap for about an hour. And eventually you reach as the night's falling, it's getting darker and the stars are starting to come out. You see in the distance this soft green glow coming through a copse of these scraggly, spindly trees that make their life here.
Do you know where we are aiming for, Grundma?
That would be the green light there, yes.
to the green light. Follow me.
Okay.
Now, as you get there, right before you enter this and can see where the source of the light is, you see two humanoid figures standing outside of it that have apparently just beaten you here by a little bit. One of whom is a taller figure standing just bolt upright with gray hair, and the other a smaller blonde figure.
Correction.
Yeah.
Ever since Waterdeep, I got my old chair and I'm sitting. I'm floating around in my chair with my boots are flying. I'm not gonna get up for any of this shit.
Right, forgot about that. You see this gray-haired figure floating in a chair. Nearby, Rue, you spot a blondish figure in a familiar-looking dark purple jacket.
Turn to Gruntmar and say, I know these two. Our paths cross again. They are Interesting.
Can I jump in front of them?
Actually, pretty easily, yeah.
And I just let it, just like, hello.
Oh. Hello.
Greetings.
What are you doing here? These are cursed lands.
Could ask you the same question.
I am the guardian of these lands. Grundma.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Nice armor. I like your style. Who's your armor guy?
The wild.
I see. Peter, quick question.
Yeah, of course.
Animate that. Does this armor count as a pile of bones? Just maybe for future reference.
You know, at some point.
Oh, for the love of God. Technically, yes.
Okay, carry on. I just want to know.
Trestle looks over and like has an eyebrow raised at his buddy Mort as Mort is speaking, and he like slams this big hefty tome that he's been reading before you have arrived, and just says to Grutmar, "Well, Guardian, it seems this land of yours is in the interest of now higher powers."
Yes, that's what I felt, and that's also what my companion felt. He knows you. He should be somewhere here in the sky.
I kind of flap down and look at you like if a bird could give you a look of intrigue and disapproval all at once. It's kind of like, we find ourselves together again.
It seems fate plays a humorous game.
Rugash, these are the
that.
two you've been describing as interesting, right?
Yes, especially the blonde one.
My interests are up to greater things.
His description is accurate. I haven't introduced myself. I am Mort.
This is a good time to describe, especially with the addition of the chair. What do they see when they look up the floating figure of Mort?
They see somebody sitting in a chair with dark robes, but a shiny breastplate and a metal headband, gray hair. He looks like he has been dead a few times. Like pretty emaciated face. No weapons that you can see, and pretty old, like ornate chair floating with him sitting on it. And he's like on the back of the chair, there's like his backpack and a staff. That's, I think, all you can see. He appears to be human.
And, interesting one. Trestle. What does Gruntmar especially see when he takes a look over at you?
Yeah, Trustle's a surprisingly young guy. He's a half-elf with this very large and elaborate and long, like purplish-colored coat. He's got this very, almost like chic, fashionable blondish hair, and on his back is a very ornate lute with this odd protruding rod coming out from the top of it with tuning keys that are tied on to various points of this rod. But he has his voice is really mismatched with his actual look. Like he sounds somehow older or just different to the personality you might assume by looking at him. And he wears this like very bizarre, almost sinister expression most of the time. And his eyes occasionally wander up towards the sky before he snaps himself back into attention.
As like Mort tells me his name, I would like to say something like, "Oh, you are old, but I am young. We might be very different, but together we are an unstoppable force. And I grab his hand in the same manner as I was grabbing.
I reached out to my skeletal hand.
Yeah.
Okay, that happened.
It's
I flap a wing in your direction to say, I still see you're using tricks to fly.
Yes, do you see me having any feathers?
I don't know how to take that.
I would like to turn to Trestle. And what is your name?
You can refer to me as Trustle. That will do.
Trestle. You are beautiful, and I am ugly. We may be very different, but together we are an unstoppable force. And I grab his arm.
There's a theme developing here.
yeah.
Is there like 80s synthy action music playing in the background? Okay.
Shush, Mort. No, Trestle. Shush, Trestle. Stop playing that.
Anyways, as there's interesting and somewhat awkward and uncomfortable reunion occurs. It's getting into night at this point. The sun is set, starry skies. The few insects are making themselves known around. And this almost pulsing green light from through the trees from something you just can't quite make out from where you are until you go through.
So, what brought you here? What, was it a vision? Was it a voice? What brought you two here?
We were just having a walk. I'm kidding. It was a vision. You guessed it.
I saw something strange with the moon.
No.
No, I did.
Ah, you did. Yes.
I asked for inspiration, and she guided me here. Very strange.
Yes. That. The same god person, Tumlune, we met before, yes?
I think so, yeah.
Perhaps your ties to the goddess Saluna remains stronger than our own bonds.
Maybe.
At which point you might look towards the moon, the little bits of remnants from being resurrected by the moon goddess, little silvery tint to the tips of Rue's wings, silver flash of hair going through Trestle's blonde, and Mort's skeletal hand that just has this almost silvery sheen to the papery, thin skin that covers it.
And I'm wearing her ring / tracking device, maybe.
DM question.
Yeah.
Do I know like a more specific location where the foul influence is coming from or something like this?
Follow the green light.
I turn to the others and say, let's follow the green light, and I jump.
Not to
away.
railroad you too
Exactly
hard,
what
but
we
we
were
do have
thinking.
a certain amount of time.
Follow the green light.
Are we going underground? Is it going inside to something? Is it going to a cave?
You don't know yet.
Oh, we don't know yet. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. Okay.
Hold on, I can ask gods these questions.
Or we could just walk in.
Also true.
You always want to show up with trickery.
I should have prepared my spells better.
Okay.
We will soon learn. We have these two to take the front. We can observe from a safe and comfortable distance.
So do you guys head
Like
in?
while you were talking, I'm already awake.
Oh, I was. I mean, yeah, I'm same. I don't know what we're dawdling around. Let's get on with it.
Justin's basically talking to himself, like way, way behind. It's like, oh, they have already gone ahead.
So as
Nice catching up with you.
Trestle and Gruntmar, you plow ahead through these trees. Any that you touch seem to almost just break at a slightest touch. The branches of them are so thin and brittle. As you make your way through, you see this set of stairs that spiral into the air, almost 10 feet up, and just stop. Each step, a slab of stone seemingly floating on its own in the air. The light coming from these almost green veins that are wrapping around each of the stones, like veins in marble, but this sickly green color, pulsing with light.
And is it going up or down?
Both.
Well,
So what you see visually spirals up about 10 feet, but it also continues on down into the earth.
Interesting.
I'm gonna fly up to the top and stand on it.
Okay.
Sit on it.
As you sit on top, you have an interesting view just down the slope of the bottom of this ravine that continues to slope downward over this copse group of scraggly, barely alive trees. Just barren terrain, little bits of vegetation here and there that are trying to make some sort of living. The clear night sky above. It's cold. Even for midwinter, just kind of a chill goes through.
What do you see?
Not much.
Grunthmar, was it? Grunthmar?
Yes. I was thinking about my abilities.
New character, do this.
What was the question?
You are from this land, are you not? What do you know of this
Yes.
particular area?
Yes, but it has been changed over the last days. I'm not familiar with it anymore.
You have not explored down yourself. You're just familiar with the area. And it's never been a nice area. It always felt a little bit off.
It was
Should
never...
we maybe go down if there is nothing up? Where's the light? Is the light the staircase, or is it?
Yeah, it's this like
Okay.
the marble veins that are running through each slab of the stairs. They're what's pulsing with that green light.
These are probably the stairs that once belonged to the House of Terror.
What now?
Did I get that correctly earlier?
Terroros. Taeros.
Ah, yes. Also, that seems
House
cool.
of Terror would be a little on the nose.
The House of Terror.
Does that mean anything to you? It means nothing to me.
Yes. I have something in my Trestle. Would you please care to elaborate?
Well, I am relaying to you second-hand information. We know it is something of, what was it, a school
School
built
of
for
Magic,
wizards.
where female adepts of the arcane were studying the ancient art of magic. The house was it built by this Ibrith lady? Yeah, it was built by this Ibrith lady.
Yes.
As you
Well.
sit on these stairs, Mort, there's just almost this blue light that starts drifting around and through and between the steps of these stairs. Slowly makes its way up. And for all four of you, there's this flash of blue light, and then in front of you, Mort, you see a humanoid spirit. It looks to
Hello.
be a knight of some sort in armor that's... You can see through him, but it's glowing this like bluish green as it's flickering, almost like it's having trouble keeping this form. On the breastplate of its armor, it has a flame that's surrounded by stars. And that chill that you felt earlier just sinks in further as it stands and looks at you. Can I have all 4 of you make a wisdom saving throw?
Da, 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 dee.
Da. Wow, I have a 10. I rolled a 1.
Our cleric of the dead does not like the dead, apparently.
Reminds him of his own
Oh,
mortality.
hold on. I think I'm not doing this with advantage, do I? No.
Unless you have advantage against fear effects somehow. Actually, more simply because of who and what you are, I'll give you advantage on that.
Ah, cool. I willed it into existence.
A little bit. that's.
Nice.
So Gruntmar, this is unusual for you. Mechanically speaking, you're frightened for a minute.
What is this?
The rest of you,
No,
you've seen some shit together. It's startling, especially for Mort, because it shows up right next to you. But you all managed to kind of gather yourself and realize that it's not being aggressive. It's simply standing for just a moment.
Blizzard night.
Do you have an ability to speak with dead?
Yes, I do. You want me to cast it, don't you?
If they're either the particular spell or if you have some other way
Yeah,
of...
I think I would have to cast it. Just let me see if I have it equipped. Nope. I don't.
Okay.
I don't have it equipped.
Okay. In that case, it looks at you for a second and it opens its mouth and it's moving its mouth like it's trying to say something. And then it goes through you and seems to dissipate into the air. As the rest of you are looking up, this form moves through Mort and out behind him and just seems to almost disintegrate into thousands of these blue lights that then settle and disperse back into the trees and the clearing around you. Any more? You can make a religion check.
Yes. 20.
20. The symbol that you saw on the breastplate, the flame surrounded by stars, you recognize it as a symbol belonging to a group known as the Knights of the Mystic Fire. These were a group of knights that followed Mystra, the goddess of magic, and likely would have been connected to this school in some way, shape, or form. They're old enough to have existed then.
Okay. I will share that information, please.
Okay. How do we interpret this?
Yeah, he was moving his lips, his ethereal lips, but I could not understand.
What could it mean in terms of...
It's usually a
Frontier.
warning, like he who enters here, blah blah, something like that.
Did we see where he came from? He just appeared.
Just appeared.
Yeah.
Perhaps some odd linkage between these weaker goddesses, Selune and Mithra. I suppose it's possible that such pitiful creatures can seek others for assistance as they so need it.
Wow, a warning. There seems to be a problem here, warning or not. Grunmar says the natural order is being played with. I'm keen to figure out what is behind that, warning or not.
And I am seeking something. We should go inside to find out more.
And Grunmar like stands maybe behind you, and he's pale and cold sweated, and he's like, "Was das a ghost?"
Yes, my new companion, a ghost, a spirit of another realm, a remnant of what was once flesh, but is now nothing more but fleeting emptiness stuck to our mortal world.
Do you think there are more ghosts down there?
I'll tell you what, my new companion. I'll protect you from ghosts by the means of a certain spell. Here, let me show you this. He opens up his book, and there's this page with like all these bizarre symbols just running all over the place. Touch this, say your name aloud. You will be blessed with certain protections.
Grandma.
The name like appears on this page, and above that name is Joseph Curvin and maybe Mort. I don't know if you would want to have signed up for this beforehand.
I'm not gonna sign up to anything I don't understand. I know you long enough.
What say you, older companion, Ruba? I can offer you certain otherworldly protections. You need only sign.
I have my own protections. I am not signing.
Very well. You can play with your own mortal coil as much as you see fit. And he slams the book shut.
Sounds good to me.
Shall we descend?
They call me the weird one.
So you're heading down?
Yes.
Oh, and at this point, as we're going into the darkness, I pull down my goggles so I can see.
Actually, good point.
Oh yeah.
Gurtmar, do you have dark vision?
I don't have, I think. But I should have like some torches.
Okay.
Yeah, I have torches, so I'm just going to light
Okay.
that one.
As you begin descending the stairs, can I get a marching order? Who's going down first?
Probably me or Grimma. I'm still not quite sure what Grimma is.
Definitely not
but-
going first right now.
I'll go first then. I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you're descending down, so Rue first, then Gurtmar, then...
I'll go ahead. I'll go with third.
Okay, and then the floating chair of doom in the back.
Sure.
So as you descend, the air gets colder. Noticeably. This is cold, clear night as it was. It's getting colder with every step. You're almost surprised not to see frost on the stones at some point. As it goes down, the walls themselves are these crumbling stone walls, as if it was very nicely built at one point, but the years have worn away until it's all chipped and there's bare patches, and you see your roots sticking through some of the rocks here and there of plants that currently are from long ago have tried to work their way into this wall. Can I have Rue make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Certainly. I should be good at this. Oh, wow.
12. Hey. Rue, you take 12 points of lightning damage.
Is it an area effect one?
No.
Actually, I don't think it matters. Hang on, let me just check. Where is it? 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 It's all the way down here. Yes. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw, you only take half damage if you fail.
So you take 6.
Excellent.
Take 6
Whoa!
points of lightning damage as all of you hear this and see this little orb of whitish blue light kind of shoot out from the front of your chest, where apparently it's just gone through you and back into the wall.
I guess that was the warning we were told about. Watch your step.
Seems even to be the light which was guiding us. We
This
have
same
mischievous
It's a
forces
slightly
at
different
play.
color.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
As you continue down, one rotation, 2 rotations, third rotation of these spiral stairs, you see this kind of appearing out of nowhere. These spectral hands cut in front of you, Rue, with what looks to be water spilling over the sides of them for just a moment before you realize that the drops aren't water, but gems of some sort. And as you stare at them, they sink away and start following the stairs down.
Did they make a noise?
No noise whatsoever. As the gems tumble out of the hands, they just disappear into nothing.
It's curious.
The rest of you can see this too, unless you are staying way too far back. You can see this as well.
A house of magic indeed.
Magic.
Well, isn't one of you feeling ready to grow richer?
Something
The
tells me we
Inquisition
should
always
not
needs gems.
take them. But yeah, I was trying to remember who wanted gems, but something tells me you should not take them. But by all means.
As you continue further down, the stairs, after another rotation, split into a left side and a right side. And you see, following down the left stairs, those spectral hands with the gems still overflowing from them.
One of you was casting Mage Hand before, wasn't it? That was Mort. Yeah, in the past?
It's fairly similar to what a mage hand would look like, yes.
It's like I turned to Mort, like, is this similar? Does this seem familiar to you?
Yes, it's something like a mage hand. Not that I can cast it myself, but yes.
Oh, you can't? Okay.
No. It was a different character.
Should we touch them?
If you're feeling a little daring, you could go ahead and try. I, for one, have no interest in such riches and would be fine to simply pass by.
Oh, I'm not interested in the riches. I was more interested in touching the hand.
Well, the hand's already gone down the left hallway, so unless you're following it, like you're at a crossroads right now. You have either left or right in front of you, or you can go back up.
Well, we keep going, then, I suppose. So, yeah, left or right, I guess, is the decision to make.
Should we split up?
No.
Yes, split the party.
Left or right? Any preference?
I think we should all stay together. That's more safer.
Certainly. Okay, let's go left.
Okay. As you head down the left stairway, eventually, after about another 30 feet or so, and this is just a subtle decline. It's not doing its spiral anymore. It comes to a open-ish room that I will show you right here. This one. This long, narrow chamber that has the back wall of it has crumbled down around here. But on either side, to the left and right, you see what look to be fountains of some sort. But not made of stone. The fountains themselves seem to have, like, it's almost crystalline basin. And instead of water, well, it looks for just a moment with your dark vision and with the light gleaming off of Grutmar's torches, like there's still water pouring into these basins. You notice after a second of looking that it's, one, not making a sound, and two, it's not moving. And you look closer, and it is almost a crystalline formation coming up from this. Almost like the inside of a geode, but making this waterfall effect. And as you look a little bit closer, you see that there are some gems that are embedded into these geode waterfalls. The hands that you are following are nowhere to be seen.
You're muted, Chris.
More hands tempting us. More gems tempting us. It's mysterious water. What is going on here?
Since you're in front, may I have Rue make a perception check, please? Or better yet, what's your passive?
Passive 18.
As you look, there are shadows that seem, with the way that the light is flickering behind you from Grootmar's torch, that are thicker than they should be. Here, and one further height back behind the rubble here.
Okay. I whispered to the people, but to my colleagues, it's like, I am not one to be surprised, but keep your wits about you. Something may be about to make itself known.
Okay.
Well,
You're all still kind of at the entrance of this room unless somebody has stepped in.
I probably would follow Rue pretty nearly. Like, I would stay behind him.
Okay.
For the sake of caution, allow me to send in another. Trestle casts Unseen Servant.
Okay.
And it's just going to have this thing walk straight, direct in, and head towards the nearest, whatever this crystal fountain-esque thing was.
Okay. Nothing appears to happen as it approaches.
No immediate traps. Well, best not to wait too long. Trestle will step into the room.
Okay. Can you put your token in the room, please?
Yup.
I guess all of us who are there, or not?
Yes, please.
I guess I'm sort of about there or something. Yep.
Just, oops. I think I
There's
used just
two of
us.
them.
Oh no.
One wasn't enough.
Should I just use Peanut?
No, I set one up for you. Or I thought I had set one up for you. I did not. Whoops.
You can be the second Trestle.
I'll find one for you real quick while you guys figure out what you're doing.
I feel like investigating these fountains is something we don't want to do, but we'll make something happen.
But we want to find out what the result of searching it is. Can any of the rest of us see these shadow things?
No, but I pointed out kind of the general area to you and said, keep your eyes open. Whether you see anything, of
We'll
course.
use that for now, too. I'll
Something else,
have to
but,
move
yeah.
you for the moment.
Yeah. Okay. If everyone else is, Trestle's going to go up to follow the same path that his unseen servant did, and initially just inspect the crystals more closely, and then gradually touch it and sort of look around for what's happening.
Okay. Are you trying to, take one or just, poke at it?
For now, just poke. If nothing happens, he might be tempted to take.
It is interesting. You have enough arcane knowledge to know that this was probably magically constructed. Just the way that everything is set, does the likelihood that this waterfall pattern would form naturally is very, very low. As you are looking at it, because you were told to look out for it by Rue, you notice the shadow that was behind it start to shift and slowly move towards you. And I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Shocker.
We all know this is a trap. Let's do it anyways. I love it.
Hang on, I should.
I got it.
13.
So-
Hold on.
I'm rolling with advantage, but I just got it wrong, so it's the 16.
Okay, so 13 for Grunt.
Mine's a 19.
19 for Mort.
Just 18.
Trestle 18. Jeez, guys. And for Rue, 13. And so it's going to be you first.
It's the 16.
Oh, it's 16?
Yeah,
Okay.
I accidentally rolled twice on advantage, but it's
Oh, okay, I can see.
Yep.
16 and Grunt with 13. So as you all are watching, you notice these 3 shadowy figures start to move and start to converge towards you, and I will put them where they're supposed to be. There we go. So there's one there, there's one there, and there's one back there. So, first up, Mort.
I snip my finger, and a little scalpel appears,
Okay.
and it moves towards the shadow and attacks it, I would say.
Okay, the closest one on the top here, or the...
Hold on. Let me first cast that once. So this one next to me, yeah.
The one closest here?
Yeah.
Well, that thing next to you is your rock friend.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't have a proper circular token for him.
Good. Then I'll take this one.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, little yellow square is going to be your scalpel. Go ahead and roll for that attack.
That's
21 to hit.
21?
Yeah, that'll do it.
it's 12 of force damage.
12 force damage. Okay. Yeah. And as you
can I-
wonk it,
Yeah.
it just kind of like going through a bit of mist and then reforms itself. As it reforms itself, you see large bits of what look to be black smoke, of shadow falling off of this thing. Like it's having trouble pulling everything back into its proper form.
If I I casted this as a bonus action, I can still use a cantrip to attack.
That is correct.
Okay. Then I'm gonna give it a good old Sacred Flame.
Go. And that's a roll from me.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
Okay. So then it's a 22 radiant.
As there is this
Oh my god.
radiant fire, and that shadow is just gone. There's just nothing left there besides the natural shadow that should be there afterwards. You're going to move or stay put?
I'm just gonna sit right at the entrance.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay there.
Trestle.
Pitiful traps. He's going to... Yeah. Eldritch Blast. Good old Eldritch Blast. On this guy. Why not?
Go for it.
I had plans for other stuff, but like... They're pretty low health, so... 1 second. I have to roll a bunch of times for this thing.
25, 12, 23. Wow. Yeah, all 3 gonna hit.
Wow. Okay.
8, 6, and 12. Jesus.
Me oh my.
As you just blast this thing into non-existence. There is this like, it's almost a firework of shadow, an inverse firework, if you will, as this thing just explodes.
Nothing wrong with snuffing out another life.
Movement or bonus action?
No.
Okay. Rue, you're up.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be less useful here, but I will run towards this one here
Okay.
and see if my magical talons make any kind of impact whatsoever. So first I will just swing my talons twice for a 12 and a 27.
Yeah, those hit.
Really? A 12? Okay, all right.
12 hit last time.
Okay. And the first damage is 8 from the left, 13 from the right, slashing damage.
And then max damage from the second one. Jesus. As you tear through this thing, it is less a humanoid shadow, and it is now just kind of this blob of shadowy mist that's barely still there.
Well, seeing this, I'll use my bonus action to continue. And this time, kind of kick it with a clawed foot instead. Seeing my claws were doing way more effect than I was expecting, a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit just a little bit.
And 6.
That's enough. As you just kick this thing into non-existence.
I was like, well, okay. I look at my claws, I'm like, that was unexpected, but positive.
And there's calm again. The rest of the shadows seem to be where they're supposed to be.
I told you, together we are unstoppable force.
That was easy.
I look forward to seeing what you have, my friend. But sorry, we finished that rather quickly.
Well, so much for them.
That was probably the fastest fight I've ever.
Right?
That's been around.
I was not expecting that at all.
They didn't even act, right?
Nope, they
Wow.
did not get a chance to because they rolled a 2 for their initiative.
Wow. Man, I feel so blessed, Peter, that you have such bad luck for your roll.
You have no idea. I DM'd a game for a group of first-timers last night, and none of my creatures rolled above I think 12 for
Wow.
hardly anything, and failed every single save the whole night.
Jesus.
It was... Yeah. Anywho. So with the quote-unquote danger averted for the moment, you are now left in a seemingly empty room with 2 crystalline fountains and a floating scalpel.
How large are the fountains?
The basin of it itself comes up about to waist height. And then the basin of it itself seems to be filled with, like, if you think resin poured over crystals, that's the effect it's giving.
There's no actual water source then?
No.
Okay. My main... I was contemplating getting into the basin, but I get the impression I can't.
Yeah, there's no way to actually do that. And as you're looking around...
Can I just poke around a bit with the scalpel? Like in the magic soup?
Yeah. As you bring the scalpel down to poke at it, the surface of it is hard.
Okay. Can I poke around it a little bit harder? Just try to cut bits out of it?
Make an attack roll for me. Just for kicks and giggles.
Okay. This is gonna be, I'm guessing, a spell attack, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cast a shocking grasp here.
Yeah,
Just for a
whatever.
spell attack.
17.
17.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to do absolutely anything to the surface of this.
Okay.
Do these crystals look like they're serving a purpose, or do they seem valuable?
So the crystal itself seems to be artwork, and there are gems embedded into it that do seem to be quite valuable.
Well, we overcame the trap.
I'm sorry, I used the wrong character to roll the shocking grasp.
Write it into the Skype. It's a level 1 character.
Yeah, I have a +10 to, so it's over 20 attack.
Oh, yeah. Either
way? Okay.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
Down the end here,
You
It's just
might
rubble?
notice a small scratch on the surface.
Okay. I keep attacking. Just kidding.
Is this just rubble down the end here?
Yeah, that's just rubble down the end. And as you're looking around, the hall itself was likely once grand. You see remnants of cracked and dirty and dusty, but as you sweep your feet over it, the floor is marble. And looking at the walls themselves, again, it has the same effect of the outside where roots or shifting earth have created cracks and broken pieces, but the walls themselves are also made out of this exquisitely crafted marble, and you see, long worn by time, what look to be some sort of etching in it that's can't make out at this point, but this was apparently quite the entry hall at some point.
How old is the House of Terrace? Do we know?
It dates to about the 6th century, so we're talking close to a millennia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Can I have you, Trestle, and Moore to make Arcana checks for me, please? 23 from Trestle. Moore, these are pretty. Trestle, these fountains, there's something that tickles the back of your mind. Almost like a thought slithering in from somewhere. Some memory that you're not sure where you have this memory from. These fountains, you hear the word Frozen Falls. These were magical sculptures of gemstones that were made to resemble waterfalls of crystal that also were said to be minor what are called mythos. So they're nexus points of magic that change the function of and kind of warp magic in their immediate area.
And are they, do I know them to be, are they generally accepted within the School of Magic? Like, is this normal, or is this sort of dark arts stuff?
It's not dark arts, but it is old. The capability to do this is not exactly common these days. How exactly they functioned, if this still functions properly,
Back in my days as a scholar, certain fields of anthropology illuminated to me older forms of magic. What we see here in this room reminds me a great deal of these times. I believe there is an effect of distortion that may be perpetrating through this area.
Do you mean like an illusion? Or what do you mean?
Distortion upon magic, for the most part. That's what I suppose.
They're also very pretty.
Yes, my companion, thank you for your input. In any case, while we're here, I suppose the pretties are valuable. But for the rest of this area, caution is of course advised.
Should we go back into the corridor, or should we look here further? What do you think?
I believe we've seen everything we need to see here.
Okay.
He picks out a few gems if he can.
Okay. As each of the falls has about 8 gems in it, and as you reach and pull out the first one,
Oh no. The real trap. The shadows are a decoy.
okay. As you all watch the young form of Trestle, there starts to appear just kind of cracks at the corners of his eyes, lines across his forehead, and the skin that was youthful and tight just loses that quality to it. And he appears oddly older. And as you're watching, this progresses faster and faster. until eventually
Is he
it stops
still-
for a moment.
Okay.
Trestle, can I have you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yes. I think it's advantage with the feet, if I remember right.
25.
No, it's not advantage. Sorry.
It's okay. Your first was 25. That's plenty. So as you're all watching, it's soundless, and it almost makes it more fascinating and more eerie and more wrong that it's not making a sound. It's almost like his body is melting into this older, different form, and along with this streak of this silvery moon hair, you see little bits of other gray hair start to fleck their way through his blonde head, and he appears a good 21 years older.
Oh no, he's turning into a ghost.
You are 21 years older, Trestle.
Wow. Oh,
As I said, we should not touch these.
And you feel this, like,
But they're so
gem-
shiny.
You feel this gem pull these years out of you, and it's not painful, but it's a very odd sensation.
I have worked a great deal to earn this vessel. Blasted magics.
Are you human or are you?
Half F, right?
Half elf, yeah.
So 20 years is not a lot, but it's a bit.
Half elves, I think they're supposed to be pretty close to humans, right?
Okay.
More close to humans than to elves.
Yep.
Yeah,
20
But I
years is
also
not
touch one.
insignificant.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, my friends. I think we should not touch those and move on.
Who's next? More pretties.
I'm gonna touch at least one of them because I think they're really cool and pretty, and I want to examine the one that made you older because the passage of time doesn't mean a lot to me, and I think it's safe for me to touch that one as well.
As you look at it, the gem itself is glowing slightly brighter for a brief period of time, as this energy that it took from him, whatever the magic that's tied into this particular crystal, absorbs it, and then it dissipates out. And as you're looking at it, it seems to revert back to just a normal crystal.
I'm gonna pocket that one. And is there gems left that?
Oh yeah,
that one can
there's
touch?
7 on the same one, and there's still more on the south wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch. I'm gonna pick one up and.
Okay.
But I take like a piece of cloth and I look into one of them.
Okay. Are you taking it out or just looking at it, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm taking it out.
Okay. Oh, that's not the one I meant to roll. So as you take it out, there is kind of this weird pulse of energy, and it doesn't hurt you. And you're not really sure what happened. All the rest of you are looking at him, like waiting for this already skeletal-looking Mort to see what happens to his face and his features. But there's nothing. And then, Mort, with your passive perception, you do hear this slight, almost resettling of the coins in your purse.
Oh no, I've been robbed.
So these gems do different things. None of them seem to be good. So let's
Can I have a look inside my purse?
You do, and as you look, there are what you had was a healthy amount of gold is now all copper. All of your gold pieces are now copper pieces.
Oh my gosh.
That's fine. I had 5 gold.
Wow. Okay.
So especially with the stories that you've heard, Trustle, this warping magic, you gather in fairly unpredictable ways. These gems seem to warp reality when they're removed from the stasis of these sculptures.
What happens
So-
if you put them back in?
You can always try.
I'll put mine back in.
Okay. You put yours back in, take a look in your purse. Still copper pieces.
Darn it.
So it figures to me that if in the future when we have other enemies, we could potentially be clever with these and make strange things happen to them instead. But yeah. In the meantime.
How long does Unseen Servant last? I want more shinies. Let's see. 1 hour. Unseen Servant. Take the shiny.
Okay. So there's still 6 more on that side. So let's do this one at a time. That will not affect Unseen Servant. You're all gathered around this at this point.
Jesus.
Are we?
At
we have
least,
saved this?
at least Mort and Trestle were.
Yeah,
I'm going nowhere near those things.
Okay.
We should really just leave this room.
Mort and
Yeah,
Trestle, as the Unseen Servant takes gem number 4 from this thing. I need both of you to make DC dexterity checks.
Oh, God.
Or dexterity saving throws, please. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
12 and 7.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay.
Yeah, I got lucky.
5.
Okay. Whatever, man.
There is, and Grutmar and Rue, you see this as well, but you're far enough away that it doesn't affect you. There is a blinding flash of light as this pulse of blinding energy explodes out of this stone. Mort and Trestle, you each take 15 points of radiant damage.
Ooh.
So I reiterate, maybe we should stop touching this.
No, keep touching them! Keep touching them!
My companion, it really feels like we should have learned our lesson at some point here.
It's just light. Go on.
It's so pretty, though.
There are still 4 more in this fountain and 8 in the other one that you can see.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm too far invested. I need to make my gold back.
Perhaps if we keep going, it will reverse the effects.
Yes,
Random.
that is my reasoning as well.
Rue,
So are you going to pick another one?
Rue, maybe you should come to me and we step another feet back.
Yeah, I'll be just going down and just leave him alone. Yeah. Certainly, let's go and hover over here.
Okay. Trestle, are you having the Unseen Servant take another one?
You know what? Trestle's like convinced he should have learned more, starts walking away. Then he stops himself, looks just slowly over his shoulder, and says to the Unseen Servant, one last one. One last
Question,
one.
can
One last
Unseen Servants take damage and be dissipated that way?
one. Yes, definitely.
Nice. Gone then.
So it's probably dead. Then, okay. Ciao.
Okay.
Then you look over your shoulder and you see me picking up.
What is this?
Are you actually doing that, Mort?
Yes.
Okay.
What can I do? There's
Anytime there's a table in D&D, you have to find out what every single entry into it is.
Yes. There's got to be a positive one at some point.
Right?
As you pull this one out, nothing seems to happen. Whatever magic was in this one seems to have dissipated already.
Oh,
Okay. That one's a dot. I take out another one.
So 4, 5, this is number 6.
I'm really pushing my luck.
You pull this one out, it's also doesn't seem to have anything left in it.
Damn
Are you
it.
two quite
Okay.
done? Should we move
Yes.
on now?
I'm about to be done. I'm just gonna pick the last one and then I'm gonna
There's
go.
2 more on it.
Alright, I'm gonna pick 2 more then.
Okay,
Fine.
so the first one, we'll do these one at a time because they can be interesting like that. Okay. As you pull this stone out, and this is so appropriate, you feel this course of energy flow over you and almost invade your mind for a second. There's this blinding... It's not light because it's not visual, but you can't focus on anything. It's like static, but in your brain, and it can't get a focus on a thought. And as the rest of you are watching, Mort is just staring blankly from his chair, with the gem just barely out of this crystal waterfall. And a few seconds pass, and then Mort, things kind of start going into place again, but everything is just a beat slower moving through your head. Your wisdom score is reduced by 2.
Oh shit. Okay. Hold on. How do I change that?
You have to go into edit your character overall.
Okay.
This is not a temporary effect, as far as you know.
So,
That's
are you two
very-
done?
I mean, now that his wisdom is lowering, he probably wants to pick more, right?
Right?
Yeah, this is. I mean, it really was painful, but it's quite addictive. Like, I'm gonna pick the last one. I don't care.
You should never go gambling.
Oh god.
I'm getting very bored.
It's the last one.
It has to be good, right?
This is
Right?
my favorite
No, they're all
day
bad, of course.
ever. As you pick this last crystal, there is this like. What's your race right now?
Oh my fucking god.
Right now, I like this.
I'm a wild hunt shifter.
Okay. So as you are focused on this, and you pull this gem out, there's another blinding flash, and you all kind of flinch, waiting for that burst of radiant energy that you had before. But nothing seems to have happened. Mort. As you're sitting there, wondering what type of reality got bent by this, and you're kind of giving stock of yourself and what happened last time, that primal part that allows you to shift is not there anymore. You are 100% a human now.
Shite.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's what, -2 AC every single fight, right?
So
Because you had a bonus, didn't you?
Do you get a bonus feat now?
I don't know how that
Actually-
works. Yeah.
So we will
Actually, to
do
be
this
perfectly
during
honest
our
with you,
break.
I had absolutely no idea you were shifting. Like,
We will take care of it during the break, but yes,
Yeah.
mechanically you will need to go back into your character sheet and redo your race to human.
Okay. Cool.
So the waterfall on the north side now has no visible, easily accessible gems set into it anymore. The one on the south side still has about 8 more.
I walk over to the.
What? I think the south side must be the good ones, right?
Oh yeah, that is actually worth exploring.
why did I get rid of the shatter spells? It was perfect time.
Chester's leaving, he's leaving.
Okay.
Let's go.
That didn't seem so bad. The last
No.
ones.
It's nothing
Sure about
happened.
that, friend?
Oh my god, that just made me so happy.
So, shall we go straight this time down the other passageway?
Yeah, maybe there are more stones.
No.
Okay. So you go back into the passageway and you find your way back towards the intersection that you were at before and begin heading down the right side now. The right staircase goes deeper below ground. It's actually continuing the spiraling motion down further. After 2 or 3 rotations, you notice along the wall, this kind of trail of debris and grime kind of at the corner of the wall in the staircase. And this almost glowing, thick slime as you get down to the bottom that leads to the left around the corner. Just kind of trailing along the bottom corner of this wall. Occasionally there's a of stones, pebbles, bits of the infrastructure of this cellar-like area begin to fall. And it is stone. It's not a grand entrance like before. It's much more utilitarian. This is stone wall, stone floor. What may have been nice once, but not meant to impress like the entry hall was. Rue and Mort, what is your passive perception now? Because that just changed.
I have no idea.
It's down 1 from what it was.
But I'm also not a shifter anymore.
Oh, right.
I'm guessing it's still over 20.
You're sick. Rue and Mort.
I don't think mine's changed.
No, that's why I'm including you in this. Because you're just high enough. Okay. You hear from what seems like to the right. It's like faint weeping sound. And as it's 7:30, we are going to take a pause here before we begin exploring this area.
All right.
So, we're going to take 15. It's a little longer than normal, but we have one person that needs to do a little bit of a character reshuffle now, because they're curious. So we will be back in 15 minutes. Thank you very much, and we will see you then. Bye-bye. And welcome back. So first half of our adventure, for quote unquote heroes, we're led to and found a set of stairs coming out of the ground and floating in the air. After a warning from a ghost that they could not understand, they followed the stairs down. Yep, that's what that was. Whoops. Followed the stairs down until the path split, following a pair of spectral hands with gems overflowing because, hey, shinies. They followed those hands into what looked to be a grand entry hall at some point, with 2 crystalline fountains on either side with little gemstones plucked inside. Trustle realized that these were old, what were called small mythos, areas where magic tended to collect and warp, and reality can distort. The adventurers, being adventurers, decided to take the gems out of these things, unleashing a series of interesting effects. Trestle nearly doubled in age. There's a blinding flash of light. Mort is slightly dumber now. And yep. Mort has gone from a very wise shifter to a slightly less wise human, changing species entirely after a flash of this light. Oh, right, and you don't have dark vision anymore either. After the DM laughed a lot, the group went down the other path, continuing their journey downwards until they reached a nexus point. Move you guys to it so you can see it. Yes, because that is connected to your patron, not your species. And you end up at the bottom of this stairway here. All you can see is that the path leads, as you get to the bottom here, there's one path that leads forward and to the left, and one path that leads down to the right. You hear Rue and Mort still hear this kind of gentle weeping, it sounds like, from the right passage. Can you all put your characters somewhere in the starting area that you can see, please? And I know I need to choose this still for you. I'll take care of that. I can. I just need to do it. There's something for you. I'll take care of it in just a second. For now, I'll control it. The next time you guys have your own conversations. So. I mean, 16 is still wise. You're not dumb. You've just gone from like, yeah, you've gone from Dalai Lama to a really good guidance counselor. Okay, so you're going down then? Yeah, so that would be that direction. What is your marching order as you begin following these paths? Same as before? Okay. So there, twos, you should be able to move yours now. If not, we can reset it. Yes, no? No, okay. Your character's in the stuff now. You can drag the name out and it should give you that token for you. There you go. Cool. So as you head down this hallway with Trestle and Mort in the back, wondering what the hell just happened with his life. The path kind of turns and twists in this weird way that nobody would ever intentionally build. It's like things are distorted. Like space has been distorted somehow. Mm-hmm. It's coming as you follow down this tunnel. All four of you eventually start here. It's very gentle, but it's there. And as you continue down this hallway, you eventually come to a split. And the kind of gentle weeping doesn't seem to be getting louder, weirdly. It seems to be coming from your right. Yeah, and as you step into that intersection, you open up onto a room of some sort, and further down the next hallway. This ruined room was likely once a garden of some sort, it seems. You see mounds of soil next to knocked over basins that were likely planters at some point. Cracked stone troughs litter the walls of the room. Much more dirt is scattered around than elsewhere. There are broken vials all over the floor. That is next to a liquid-stained stone table down here on the southern side of the room. Around the room, you also see several char marks, like old fires.
They were fireplaces, or was there just a fire here?
Make an investigation check.
Mm-hmm. Only a 7.
7. The shapes of how these char marks are laid out seems vaguely familiar, but you can't put your finger on it.
He expresses some familiarity to the rest of the group and suggests that it might be, maybe he saw it in some sort of spell.
And the sobbing?
You swore it came from this direction.
I think we are being tricked. And what was this in the south side again? This
was a cracked table that looks like empty, shattered vials stained with liquid long past.
Like, are there any labels? Can we tell what they were at any time?
If there were labels, the centuries have worn them away.
Yep.
Generally speaking, does it look like a lot of the destruction here is just decay, or was there a sort of cave-in, or was there a fight maybe? Like, is it broken stuff, or is there rubble from cave-in type thing?
Something happened here beyond just time. With the 7 investigation, that's about all you got.
Yeah.
Mort, make a medicine check for me, please. 18. This char marks. As you look at them, you realize they look almost like shadows. And your memory of magic battles, things like that, you start putting the pieces together. And you pick out that there were at least 3 people in here that were vaporized almost instantaneously.
Rest in peace. Those are the remains of 3 long dead souls.
I guess we need to be careful again.
And this sort of explosion would explain the shape, like the room and what shape it is in.
Mm-hmm.
There is a valid question as to whether this place was destroyed by external forces or mishappenings with their own daring reaches into strange magics. It seems more and more like perhaps the latter is true.
There's nothing here that we can see that they would have touched, like the gems, though. So maybe it was a battle?
Or spells originating from deeper within this house. In any case, we've come far enough. We can continue to search for this voice, this sobbing.
Yeah, I have an increasingly
certain-
bad feeling we're.
I am certain that the answer will lie in the end of our path.
Something will lie at the end of this path. Yeah. We'll see what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Continuing down that pathway.
Yeah, we can go back the way we came. I'm not sure.
Oh, you went that way. It seems to come to
Yeah.
a T.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Left or right, my
Yeah.
friends?
Let's go to the right. So far past the left.
Trestle Moore, are you going with them or are you hanging back?
I mean that one.
As you all scramble on top of each other to go down the right passage. Takes a right.
As
It
I
takes
thought.
a right again. And there seems to be some sort of cave-in or closing off towards the end there that you could inspect if you wished. Rue, as you went there.
Well, yeah, there's nowhere else to go, so yeah.
Rue and Gruntmaul. Are the other two joining as well, or are you hanging back while they take a look at this?
How narrow is this?
It's about 5 feet wide. It's not far. I mean, you could
Well,
kind of sidle up next to them, but...
I'll just sit here then.
Yeah, I'll wait at the cross junction.
Trestle and Mort, you don't see this. Rue and Gruntmaul. In front of you lies a longsword that seems to be stuck halfway into the rubble of the floor. The pommel of the sword has this greenish stone on it. And inside the stone is what looks to be a little shard of bone. No bigger than the tip of your finger.
Like it's been inlaid in it, or like it's stuck into it?
Like, again, that resin casting, like there's a bit of bone within the pommel itself.
Can I try to look at it and just,
I mean,
find out anything if it's familiar to me or something?
it does not seem familiar to you at all.
It seems to me it's just one more part of those schemes. Like
I
the
have no-
gemstones, we shouldn't touch it.
Indeed. I have no interest in a sword, and a strange-looking sword stuck into rubble is certainly...
And
How
I
about we call
whisper,
the other two?
no, I whisper, let's tell them here, there's nothing here. They will just touch it and will bring doom up on us.
The bone is the strange thing.
You understand me, Rue?
I understand you. It is... I'm just curious about the positioning. I'm not curious about touching it, but I'm curious about how it got here.
The same as how the gems got here.
Is there anything else in the rubble?
No, not that you can see.
Wow. So you don't want to tell them? Okay. All right. Dead end.
Found anything interesting back there?
Nothing.
Inside check.
Go for it. Gruntmaul,
I'm not
make-
asking that. Okay.
I'm gonna actually, because of how Trestl's thing started. Trestle, what's your passive insight?
Very good question.
Meanwhile, Gruntmaul, if you could roll a deception for me, please.
17.
Me, right?
Yep.
I got a -2 on deception,
So
so
this will be fun.
We're both very
it's a
uncharismatic.
-1. I wrote a -1. I
So-
think it's obvious.
Yeah, Gruntmaul
There's
comes back.
No, nothing like a sword or something.
I don't understand that dice roll.
And there's no bone thing on it, no.
Somehow there's like sweat pouring out of him, even though he's completely still.
It's not sweat, it's just like dust.
Yeah. Very fascinating that you found so convenient of a dead end down there.
Can I actually real quickly have Rue and Gritmal make a DC 18 or an intelligence saving throw, please?
Uh-oh. Another
What
dump
could be
stat.
the DC be?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, damn it.
Oh yeah, 0.
Perfect. So actually, I'm gonna retcon that slightly. Gritmal and Rugon, as you turn away from the sword and walk back, it's just rubble at the end there. I don't remember anything else.
Oh, really?
You have no memory of that sword.
No!
Sorry, Trusty.
So let's carry on straight ahead. Problem solved. Excuse me.
No, I did say the truth.
Hold on, you guys go ahead. I have to pee.
Better game.
Let's go.
So as you walk forward, you do see that the path connects back to where you came from behind you. And then continues on in front, but very shortly in front of you, there appears to be some sort of cave-in. You could probably move some rubble out of the way if you wanted to, but it will take you some time.
Is there a gap above it, or is it wall to ceiling?
It's pretty much floor to ceiling. But it's loose enough stone you could probably dig or work your way through it if you wished.
I'm just wondering if I could also thunderwave it. Gust of wind. That's probably not a good idea. Could just push it. Oh, actually, large stone fellow. This might be more your domain.
Runma is my name. You may have forgotten it.
I hadn't forgotten it. I just was being charming. Maybe this is your domain.
So there's this thing lying in the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to push it? I mean, is there a space where I could push it away or something?
Make a strength check.
Okay.
20. Yeah, it takes you some time. It doesn't immediately give way into an opening. But with a little bit of work, you all watch as Grintmaul slowly starts kind of shuffling and pushing and scraping these stones out of the way. And eventually, it does become a open passage for you.
I did it.
Good work. He vanishes.
There it is. Oh, wait, it's in the map layer now. You're good.
Okay. What are those guys doing back there? Hey, you two, come this way.
As you come forward, this path seems to dead end again in front of you, though there is a slight turn to the left. And as you go down, Grootmal, especially since you're in the lead, you do see this. It's weird. It's almost vaguely familiar. And all four of you see it this time because it's just straight down the passage. This like metal glint sticking out of some of the rubble. With this greenish ball on the end of it.
It could be dangerous. You all should stand aside. Trustle steps upward.
Okay.
Maybe the old man should touch it again. He lost already so much, and also he is old.
Hold on. Why don't you cast your servant again to pick it up?
He's only sort of half listening to everyone else
Mm-hmm.
and approaches very slowly regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Slow enough that, you know, if someone else can maybe say more, but he'll just walk straight up and not do the servant thing.
Okay.
So I see the sword.
Oh yeah, you see, and it's just the hilt of it that's sticking out of this particular pile that you can see, with that green, and you recognize that shade of green from your dream.
Yeah. He, without even taking his eyes off this this hilt, just calls back to Morta. No, this I'll handle myself. And he puts his hand on the hilt.
Okay.
And tries to pull.
As soon as you touch it and start pulling, the rest of you see nothing. Trestle, there is almost a blinding flash of white as you grasp the hilt and pull, and then you just hear this soft, feminine voice. Free me. And as you look down and kind of blink your vision back, you're not holding a sword, you're holding a small stone that's shaped vaguely like a sword.
The stones in front of me, where this door was, is it another collapsed pile of rubble?
Yeah, it's just rubble. Can I have everyone else besides Trestle make an intelligence saving throw, please? All three of you have no idea what Trestle's looking at. He's just staring at a pile of rubble. It's been a pile of rubble.
Are you okay there, Trestle? That you're just looking at rocks.
He doesn't even respond. He seems to maybe be muttering to himself, and maybe there's a slight chuckle to his whispering. So this rubble pile, is this truly a dead end?
Yeah,
or is it?
It is truly a dead end.
Okay. What he's going to do is, firstly, just as a sort of just as an experiment, with his awakened mind, he will sort of just cast out a call, a sort of psychic echo, just to call out, is someone there?
Remind me, awakened mind, please. You muted yourself?
Oh, sorry. I think it's... I can't remember the range, but it's basically... psychic talking stuff. Let me check.
Telepathy.
Yeah, that's the word. You can telepathically speak to any creature you can see. You can see within 30 feet. Okay. It has to understand one language. He turns back to the others then. And this stone, they look somewhat like a sword. Does it seem... Is that just a weird coincidence? Or is there anything that seems a little bit off or magical about it?
Make an Arcana check, please.
That is 15.
You're not entirely sure what's going on. The fact that nobody else seems to remember this was even there in the first place.
Yeah. So I presume once that comes up somewhat, once I talk to the others. You know what? Once I get back to them, I'll approach again and say to them, I investigated something of a peculiar nature. I received sort of signal not known to most. Only ones deeply attuned with certain frequencies of magic, such as myself, can recognize something of this sort. We must explore every corner of this place. Report your findings to me. I believe I can bring us something of great value. Yes, it shall be great for all of us. Great indeed.
Okay.
If it's not clear enough, he's more or less outright lying. So I'm fine rolling deception if you want me to.
Yes, please.
Wait, Trestle. Either my eyesight has gotten way worse, or you have been aging rather quick. Maybe it is both.
Speaking of your eyes, what are you squinting for? What, you seem to have a light now. Needed this tool in the past? No.
Yes, it happened after I touched one of the stones. Say, old friend, are my eyes still yellow?
You seem even to have retained at least that quality.
Oh, thank God. At least something is still the same.
And then
Deception.
there is
Plus 14! What the hell?
yeah, you all believe hook, line, and sinker what he tells you. Trestle,
Yeah.
as you are looking at his eyes, and Groomsmall nearby moves his torch, and the yellow light from the torch isn't reflecting in Mort's eyes anymore. He just has hazel eyes.
My old companion, there's something I should inform you of. It's just that, well, I'll tell you later. It's fine. Don't worry about it, my friend. You look very handsome.
Are you all done looking at rocks and looking into each other's eyes? Can we get going now?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
We must get
Down
going,
here
but
or back to where we came. Okay, well, it looks like
We'll just made the
we've
decision.
decided where
You
we're going.
went.
Okay.
given that they've seemingly forgotten in their conversation what it was I first went over to, I hope it's not metagamey to say that he's willing to look back past where we've already been.
Make an intelligence roll for me, please. Just straight
Yeah,
up intelligence
that's
check.
fair. Oh,
And your save would be the same as check, so that's fine. 20. Yeah, something clicks in your brain and you put two and two together that it might be worth going back that direction at some point. But the rest of your party just went north.
then he'll make a mental note and follow the party.
Old man, come now.
Like you, Grotmar. These two talk too much. You just get on with things.
Drutmal, as you continue up north, you come across what looks like an old ruined bedroom. That's the page I want. Several weathered beds rest along the walls in this room, in various states of disrepair and decay. There's a small footlocker, small chest, at the foot of most of the beds, though along the north side, some seem to be crushed or maybe buried in that rubble. Some furniture has shifted, moved, been damaged along with it. This used to be a living quarters, it seems, at some point, or at least sleeping.
I'd like to look under the beds.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, jeez, I suck at these.
I would like to investigate something. Make an investigation check.
No.
Damn it.
Oh my god, I got it. Wow.
14. That is a lovely roll. You look under the beds, and there is a lot of stone.
Oh yeah, I needed a 14 for that.
I will give you this. One of the footlockers that was crushed by the cave-in, you do see a little bit of something shiny seems to have fallen out of it.
Oh, something shiny. I'm not touching it.
Everything from here on out is going to be like pure gold, and we're just too afraid to touch anything.
Rue, do you see anything?
This monks have no interest in this stuff. So it's like, well, there is something there, but based on our experience so far, I'm not touching it.
Yeah, I touch it.
Okay. You go over and kind of shift some of the rubble that collapsed onto this little chest out of the way, and you find a stack of money that's just being crushed and kind of spilled out. In total, you find 15 gold, 40 silver, and about 150 copper.
I'll take the gold.
Okay. Just the gold.
Do we want to head on now?
I don't know. I feel like we're just entering empty room after empty room, but
And as you look around, you do see that there are 2 other footlockers that you can still see that haven't been buried or completely destroyed.
Didn't you say there was a chest as well?
Those are the chests. Like, footlockers, like small chests that would be at the end of a bed where you can put odds and ends, a couple sets of clothes, things like that.
Okay.
are they locked, these lockers?
One way to find out.
I just like to kick it. Like try to kick the lid up.
The first one that you kick just flies open. And you see in this one as well, there's about 10 gold pieces in this one. And about 20 silver.
More money.
I don't need no money. I don't pay the birds when I hunt it and eat it. No offense, Rue.
I don't need no money when I eat rocks.
There is one more chest as well.
Trestle will go to open the last.
So you open the last one. You find 20 gold pieces, 80 silver, and a journal.
He brushes the gold aside, takes the drink, opens it up.
It's a nope. You see kind of scrawled on the front, because it was in a closed chest and kind of buried in its metal, somewhat protected. You can just make out Annalithala's Notes on Sentience.
Notes on sentience. Okay. Then he'll flick through a few pages, see
Make
what's
an
in
Arcana
it.
check for me, please.
Yeah.
20.
That's a 20.
You know you can probably decipher a lot of this. It will take some time. What you do kind of get at glances, it seems to be that whoever this Annalithala was, they were studying the properties of sentient magical items and how to create them or perhaps put someone's sentience into an item.
Interesting. He starts, as he's flicking through this diary, he starts speculating out loud to the others. Yes, work on magic, intelligence, links between intelligence, injecting it into and he stops himself mid-sentence. I'll take a look at this later. I'm sure it's of little consequence.
What? What were you saying?
To decipher a book of this caliber would take time. I'm not so...
Sounded like you were doing fine.
I'll have you know I'm a great and respected scholar. I do not just flicker through books. I study them. It requires time.
Fine.
Do we still hear this sobbing, by the way?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Weirdly, you don't even remember it.
Okay.
Why
Shall
are
we
we here?
continue? What will we be doing down here? I'm not sure. Let's go down this hallway. Shall we go down here?
Yes, let's go.
Right. As you go there, there is a... Before you go further, the hallway opens again to your left, and in front of you it seems to open into another room.
Let's go left, I say.
Okay. So you go left, you find that this tunnel as well has also caved in. Again, you think you might be able to shift your way through it.
Yeah,
Not me.
Let's do it.
I'm not a
I'll
shifter.
help you. I don't think it's any quicker if I help them, but if possible, I'll help them.
Make a strength check for me, please, Grunt. 22, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
You just kind of look at this pile of stone, bring your arm back, and punch it. And you somehow, just with your kind of innate knowledge of stone and connection to the earth, you manage to hit it just right where one of the central stones just out through the pile, and the rest of it just kind of collapses and scatters to where you can now clamber over it.
That was easy. Look, my fist is harder than stone, Rue.
Excellent. My fists are like the air. We match our elements.
Harder as the air. That's great.
Fast as the air. Come on, you saw
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry.
I don't recall you even getting a punch in. Anyway.
No, we are brothers. I swore to protect your life, Rue.
As you round this corner, you find yourself in a vaguely familiar looking passage. Like, you recognize this interchange up in front of you here. But there is another area off to your right, it seems.
We could go back to that room, or we could go back up this way. What do you think?
Let's go here. Let's
As
go
you
on here.
Past that entrance, there's a room there, it seems.
Ooh, what is that?
As you get there, it's actually not an open doorway, but there is an old door that's kind of off its hinges. It's easy to open. Don't all go in there yet, please. And the door creaks as you kind of open it / take it off its hinges to let you in. As you attempt to glimpse the interior of the room, Grunt, since you opened it first. A ghostly spirit of a woman just appears before you out of nothing. And as the other three of you are back in the hallway still, you all hear this banshee wail shriek. And she rushes at and through Grootmal and disappears behind him and into the wall, out of sight.
Ghost! And I run back and hide behind Rue.
What?
There's a ghost!
Okay, where?
As you run back, all of you are looking at him, and there's just this echo of this thing as these blue-white motes of light just are swirling around Gruntmal.
It's on him. Okay.
I cannot see the ghost anymore. It disappeared.
It's
And
like
Grant, you even look down and kind of see these little points and ribbons of light just kind of streaming all around you.
try like swiping them away around him.
Your hand just goes right through it.
Take it off, Rue.
I'm not
Take
sure
it
if I
off.
can. I think these two might have more luck with this kind of trickery.
You, old man, and the other old man. Help me, please.
But it sounded to me the banshee has gone through the wall now, no?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's fine. It passed right through you.
And even as you're having these discussions, after about a minute, the lights start to fade and go out of existence.
You mean the light from a torch, or?
No, the light from that was swirling around you.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what happened there, but should we go and look at this room again?
Yes, you should go first for tactical reasons.
I am also far less fearful, so okay.
As you enter the room, this looks to have been a study at some point, but it is in utter disarray. There's splintered, rotting remnants of a table in the middle. There's pieces of stone, wood, and glass that are just scattered and shattered across the floor and on the walls, and the stone of the walls is cracked and spider-lined and falling in places. You see again char marks. Except for a small patch as you look back and kind of see the door that was almost off its hinges. There is almost a blank spot among all of the charred walls here. And there's just ashes everywhere here. Except for that spot. As you survey the room...
This thing here?
That's
in
the
middle,
table.
or?
That's the central table.
That's the table, okay, yeah.
As you look at the room, a pile of rubble begins to shift. And out of this pile of debris in the corner that was a caved-in wall, you see this grayish hand start to emerge from the debris.
This is strange. I cautiously move towards it, kind of like with a hand out, either ready to punch or help it, waiting to see what happens.
Okay. As you move through it, the hand kind of pushes rubble away, and you see the head of a stone golem peek up, and you see this little bit of light coming from... They're not eyes, there's just kind of a central slit. It's like blue, white, almost piercing light coming from it. And I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Let's say, golems can sometimes be friendly. Okay.
They can sometimes be friendly, yes. Okay. Oh, it continues. Okay, what do we got here? Grunt, 19. Jesus. Mort, 17. Trustle, 15. Could you guys roll below 10, please? That'd be great.
I could, but I also have advantage.
Rue,
Same.
Rue, 15 as well. Rue, I'm assuming you have a dex over 14?
I have a dex of 20, so yeah.
So you're before Trustle.
Feels good to have a lot of points in your main ability, right?
Wah, wah.
I had a with my beginner group. I had a bard who had the lowest charisma, and I kept telling him, "You sure? Are you sure?"
With that, where is that?
Well, I can hear this xylophones. It's going to be.
Yeah, it's kind of coming out of the rubble here. Grunt, you're first. You can see what's going on.
Me?
Yes, you. You're good, Maul.
Oh, I cannot see or I can see.
Can. It's straight in front of you.
Okay.
So right here.
I see. Does the golem seem to be hostile towards Rue or something?
It's starting to make motion towards Rue. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to make a bet. I'm going to walk up to the golem and say, "I'm sorry, brother, but I think you should stay asleep, and let me help you with that." And I want to finally rage once.
Yes.
I don't care if it makes sense or not. I'm going to rage. And that's going to be funny because when I'm raging, actually there's coming like a tail out of my where a tail usually would be, and it's a long stone kind of tail with bony spikes, and what it does I'll show later, I guess. But yes, I'm raging, and I'll attack with one of my hammers. So it's not hammers; it's basically I have really big bones which are coming from giant fingers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like this, and I attack with one.
Okay.
So it's a 26 to hit.
There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yes.
So what's actually happening here? Are you rolling with advantage?
No.
Okay, so it's a
just
27. Okay, yeah. So 27 to hit definitely hits. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's I think 10 damage, because this one, I think it's made wrongly. Yeah, it's 10 damage, not 8, because
of raging.
I have the rage. Rage damage is never. Yeah.
Okay. 10 damage.
Oh, it's 11. I'm sorry.
11. Okay.
Oh wait, we are level 12 or something like this,
We're
right?
level 12. Yes.
So should I be able to attack twice? I never played a fire over level 5.
I can attack twice, so I'm pretty sure you
twice
probably
as
can.
a
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, then I'm going to take another whack.
Okay.
Right.
15 will still hit.
Only a 15. Oh, nice. So it's 10 damage.
10. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. That it? Or anything else?
I think that's my turn. Yes.
Okay. You could bonus action with offhand. You said you wanted to dual wield, yeah?
Yeah, but I used my bonus action to rage.
Ah, right. Of course.
That's why.
So that
And also
brings-
I couldn't take it out
Okay.
because I took.
Mort, are you still in your hover chair? You're muted.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So from your hover chair in the hallway, you just see a grunt run in, and you hear a dunk, dunk.
I follow to the entrance, and what I see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll I use my scalpel again and strike with it, and then but I'm gonna use it as a third level.
Okay.
I think. It's a 25.
Will definitely hit for 10 damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just place it there, and then I'm going to toll the dead.
Okay.
That's wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. You got it. What type of damage is that? Fails.
Necromancy. I think that's necrotic.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, he fails.
Is the target missing any hit points? Yes. Roll. Okay. 23.
23 damage. Jesus, guys.
It would have been more, but you know. And
What's
then
your
I'm
actual
gonna
spell save right now.
my spell save. 15.
15. Okay, yeah, he still fails. Okay, anything else? So nope,
I'm
that's all.
I'm gonna hover away to the left so Trestle can pass.
Okay. Rue, your turn.
So confused by the fact these two stone creatures are attacking each other. How high is the ceiling?
About 10 feet.
Okay, I soar up into the sky over the table and just kind of like claws out, just dive bomb right into the stone golem.
Okay.
So with my talons, 24 and 18.
24 and 18, both will hit.
Okay, the first left claw does 9 slashing damage.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You set the right claw does 13 slashing damage.
Jesus. You guys are rolling so well for damage.
I'm also going to be extra naughty.
That's the second time you've rolled max damage.
And spend a Kai point to stunning strike.
Okay.
So a con saving throw of 16.
Okay.
Stun
And
the rock.
it's paralyzed if it fails, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not stunned.
Okay. And for seeing that this is pretty big and bulky, for my bonus action, I will step of the wind to flap back up into the air above its head and hover above its head.
Okay.
So I guess I'm kind of like there for sake of argument.
Okay. That works. Justal.
Yep. He's going to pop around the corner. Are we still doing the bloodied thing? Can I tell if this guy is bloodied?
It's hard to tell if
Stonied?
the stone thing is bloody.
Stone is bloodied, yeah. Yeah, in any case.
Oil is leaking out.
It's looking a bit sandy.
In any case, trust the old Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
Just Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing else. 1, 2, 3.
12, 25, and 24. The first one misses.
And there.
So 10 and 9.
Yep.
Chunks of this creature are just flying off of it as it takes one step towards Rue, and all 4 of you just charge and beat the crap out of this thing before it has a chance to do anything else. Anything else, Crystal?
Sorry, nope.
Okay. This thing is just kind of, and we'll take a swipe at the first thing that hit it. That's gonna be the big rock thing in front of it.
I'm going to. Sorry. Just to add to that, as a reaction, I'll use cutting words. It only works on something that can't be charmed, and I think golems probably can't be charmed. But
Yeah, it cannot be charmed, so it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
okay. He says something insulting.
Okay. If it uses a bard dice to do that, you still spend it though.
Yeah.
Okay. But this thing just kind of, and the light in its eyes flashes red, and all of a sudden it's moving slightly faster than it was before, and it brings one of its arms down right over top of your Earth Ganassi friend. I rolled well on something. Is a 27 gonna hit?
Unfortunately, yes.
And we'll do your raging. So that will be 16 reduced to 8 points. Oh, no. Counts as magical weapons. Does your rage reduce magical weapons as well?
It just says, I believe, it just says bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Okay, so still
But
reduces.
it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't specify if
Okay.
it's magic or not.
Okay. I said okay,
Yeah.
5 times. So it's just 8 points of damage then.
Okay.
But I then need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Yikes.
26. You're fine on that. So it swings down at you with that one, and then it just turns with its other arm and slams up towards the bird in the sky.
Can it reach?
Yes.
9 feet? Yikes. Okay.
Yeah, he can at least hit your legs.
Yeah.
Nope. No, he can't, because I can't roll above 10 on a d20.
He just rolled over 10 on a d20.
That's the first time tonight. Well, that's all that golem's gonna do.
Hi.
Grunt! Grumble, you're up.
How sandy does the
Golem's not looking great. It's got a lot of chunks that have been knocked off of him at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to roll all the attacks. I'm going full out.
Okay.
Like normal full out. So
11 misses, 21 hits.
and then one of those.
And a crit for the last one.
Oh yeah.
Because of course.
Smash.
the
Hulk
first
smash.
The first one is 11 damage, and the second one, what the heck is happening? I don't know what's happening here.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
1d8 plus
It's not that much damage. I think the second one is 10 damage, the crit. Because I wrote the natural one on the damage,
Yeah.
plus the crit damage, which is only 2, plus the 3 from the rage damage, so it should be 10.
What's the 2 coming from?
It's the crit damage. The additional dice.
Oh, okay. Oh, the second dice, yeah. So 1, 3, yeah, 5 total from that, and then 11 from the other one, so 16.
Yeah.
So many
I think
numbers.
there might be something happening when I crit.
Let me know if you find something. We're going to go into more in the meantime.
Additional 1d8.
Okay, go ahead and roll that then. Mort, you're next.
I think it already wrote that it's called brutal critical here.
Ah,
And
yeah,
I
it's
think
right
that's
there.
Yeah. Okay, so it's another 2.
Another 2.
Okay.
Mort, you're up.
I'll do the same that I did last time.
Oh.
Why? I'm not even gonna get up. And I rolled the exact same thing.
26 will hit.
Oh yeah, I rolled 26. It looked like a 24. And then I'm going to toll it again.
Okay.
Yep.
So, this creature has advantage on saving throws against magical effects. 2 1s!
Oh my god. That's 30
and that's
damage.
damage for that!
Patrick, let in one of your luck points. Go on.
Oh my god. Yeah. So how do you want to do this?
I'm just snipping like my fingers and like, is it dead yet? And I look behind the corners and watch it as it turns to rubble.
Yeah, the rest of you that actually have eyes on it just watch it like vibrate, and then it just vibrates apart as this dried old clay just loses any coherence and shatters to the floor.
Huh.
Oh man.
I hover into the room next to the table and I prepare some food for myself.
I will go on my knees and I will caress the body of the golem, and how do you say it? I am going to say, I'm sorry, brother, but you've been on the wrong side.
Oh.
I flutter down and like pat you on the back. Like, it's okay.
He wanted to hurt you. That's why I had to kill him, Rue.
I think he wanted to hurt all of us. I don't know why though.
Yes, but the other 2 are already old, so they don't even have that much life anymore. So, where are we going next?
Well, I still feel like we should investigate this room a little bit more.
All right.
Can I look at the spot that wasn't like devastated from the explosion?
Make another medicine check for me, please.
24?
Jesus. Yeah, you can tell looking around that there was some sort of massive explosion in this room. It's slightly different than the charring that you saw before. But in this explosion, this is almost a silhouette. It's been distorted. It's not crystal clear as from time, but there was whatever exploded. There was something between the door and the source here that was humanoid in shape.
But that humanoid thing is not there anymore. I'm guessing it was the caster that, or someone.
Hard to say.
Okay.
Is it worth us digging behind these rocks a little bit to see if there's anything else there, or was it just?
Make an investigation check for me, please.
I was kind of talking to.
Okay, sorry.
To Gruntmar more than anything, but but I will make my lame investigation check just in case. You never know.
If possible, I might help with that. Just
Nice.
considering
Go for
yes.
it.
Would be searching.
Please do, because I got no idea what I'm looking for.
Do you need any guidance?
No, it's fine.
So, do I
Just
give you advantage or do I roll myself?
Either way.
I'll roll, I guess. Investigation? Yeah.
24.
Nice.
You don't find anything of use, particularly in this room. You do find amongst the rubble of this clay golem that was just shattered, 2 halves of a rune.
Yeah, he'll pick it up and sort of show it around the room.
You and Mort can make Arcana checks for me, please.
I am now proficient in Arcana.
How convenient.
23 for Mort. Mort, you've heard tell of these, and this is a control room. So it's whatever was giving life to this golem.
Oh, control room.
With
I heard a control room for a second.
Rune, R-U-N-E. Control room, with some time, the right materials, some cleverness, you might be able to reverse engineer it into making your own one of these.
I see this is some sort of double dragon situation. I put the runes together and I cast mending.
Okay. And the 2 bits of stone fuse together, so you have the complete rune.
Okay, but
Nothing else happens.
I would need the material to cast the golem. Right?
The rune itself, I mean, it's not like you can take a stick and mark it into some mud and all of a sudden there's a mud golem there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit more to it than that, but this is definitely a piece of the puzzle that in downtime you might be able to make something useful out of.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll put the rune in my pocket, and I'm gonna search the remains of the golem for what I think is its heart, if it has one heart, or something like that, like a heart-shaped stone. I don't know.
A heart of stone.
Heart-shaped.
As you shift through the rubble, there doesn't seem to be anything special or in particular else about it.
I just take a sample of the stone then.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Trestle has been searching around, but he's not that much into a golem or anything like this. He's mostly searching for the sword.
Right, of course.
But seeing nothing else here, then he'll start prompting the party to move on.
Yeah. We could go back the way we came up to here, or...
Yeah,
or
we missed the room
effectively,
earlier, right?
I think we already know if we go this way, we're going back where we came, so maybe we'll head back.
There was an initial turnoff as soon as you came down the stairs to this level that you did not take. There's also
up here.
this room up here that you have not dealt with yet.
I would vote to go up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
Are we still in the same marching order that we've had?
Roughly. But we seem to have swapped a bit, but there you go, yeah.
Yeah, I decided that I'm the man now.
Oh.
All right.
All right, bitch.
2 seconds. I need to look something up real quick. There are things that I realized I forgot to do.
Dun, dun, dun.
I know, right? I'm bad. I'm a bad DM. Okay. We'll deal with that in a second.
No, you are not a bad.
Thanks.
Just mean.
So this room, as you enter it, is kind of another long, narrow room that has looks to have had decorative columns inset into it. At some point long ago. But some of them are crumbling, some of them are still standing, some of them are in some states in between. Lining the floor, weapons of all sorts that were maybe decoration, maybe this was a sparring training room at some point, it's hard to know. In the pillars, each of these pillars are now human, friend Mort. You can see quite well because they're all lit. Toward the back of the room, in this corner, stop moving in and exploring. Let me tell you what the hell's there.
I mean, if I see that there are people, I
Yeah,
just
I know,
move
he's-
myself into the room. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is yet. Fine, put yourself right there. Go for it, Rue. You're right there. You see this hulking creature that just unfurls itself, and it is a mass of skin and rotting bone with these fingers that extend well beyond where fingers should end as it just gets up and takes a look at the bird that just came real close to it. And I need you all to roll initiative, please, as each of the lights snap out one by one at the same time as this attacks. Grunt, I assume you still have your torch, so visibility is not a problem. Oh! Something to bear in mind, Grunt, if you do a double attack, you have to drop the torch.
Oh yeah.
Oish.
I mean, yeah, I can drop it to the ground.
What is this thing?
There we go. So, that is initiative of +3. Okay. So, what do we got for initiative? Have you guys rolled below 10 for your initiative yet?
no.
Yeah. I rolled an 8. I just got a +5. So.
I rolled exactly 10.
Mine's a 20.
Just rubbing it in there.
They're all going to kill every
Roll
single
initiative
thing
with
in here
advantage?
before they have a chance to do anything.
Oh my god.
Slightly disappointing for me. Because I can't roll above 10 for anything.
We all roll initiative with advantage, apart from Trestle.
That helps, yes. Just a little 14, Brew 13.
Oh, 22. 22. It's
22, right, because advantage. Ay. Okay.
It's sad to being third with a 19.
Right. Anywho.
I always roll like 18 or something. I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty fast. And then it's like, oh yeah.
Now then. Where is this guy? Did I not pull something for this guy?
What is
I
it?
did not. Ay. I apparently did not pull this creature. I did not think you would get this direction this far in. That's my bad. DMs out there, always expect your players to go where you do not expect them to go. That's where they will go. Every single time. I love you all.
Oh, let's just think about my players.
Yeah. Every DM has some story about, they did this. There's no way in hell they should have ended up doing that, but that's what they chose to do. So we're gonna go with this guy because I can't find the token I originally meant to do. Oh, my squares are off-center. That's okay. So he's over here right now. And Rue, you're up first.
So what does it look like? It's like a...
It's a towering, basically if you think a zombie, but with big hulking shoulders, long, thin, spindly arms that end with like 2.5 foot long claws.
Wow.
That's what this creature looks like.
And he unfurled. I'm like, ha.
Yes. In fact, he is so big, I'm going to scoot you one back because he's actually a large creature.
Like, you think you're the only thing that could furl and unfurl, and I kind of like flip in a ball through the air, flying, and then just like land 2 of my leg talons into it.
Okay, go for it.
Nice.
24 and a 22.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, of course those hit.
And the left talon is for 8 damage, and the right talon is for 8 damage.
Okay.
I will then, I think, seeing the size of this thing, use a bonus action to patient defense to do dodge action, and just be like flapping around him in a kind of fast manner, distracting him.
Can you show it again, please? Nice.
Okay. Nice.
This looks very patient.
Okay. Next up is Mort.
I'll point a finger, my skeletal finger on him, and I'd try to make it wither from within as I cast Blight.
Okay.
I cast it as a 4th level spell.
Constitution DC 15. Which it succeeds.
Okay, then it's 16 damage.
Okay.
Should have casted a cantrip. Damn it.
Okay. So yeah, as you cast this blight spell, this like some of the zombified skin on this just kind of sloughs off of it.
That's it.
Okay.
I presume my spiritual weapon is not active anymore after a minute has passed. I think. Okay.
Okay. Next
I'll
up,
go back here.
Group Mall, your
Maybe
turn.
here.
Do I rage? What the hell? What the hell I say? I rage and I run and the tail comes out again.
Okay,
and I
as you move
run.
into its reach, as a reaction, it's going to swipe one of its huge claws at you.
Yeah. Okay.
And right about the time you hit there. And that will be a 23 to hit. And I'm going to assume 23 is going to hit you.
Yeah.
And you said rage before you moved, so I'll let you have that. You haven't moved yet. Stop moving yourself. Jesus, guys. It's going to be 16 points of piercing damage reduced to 8. And then it's going to actually pull you in the rest of the way as it like thrusts one of its bony spear fingers through you and actually pulls you closer. And then takes a swipe at you with its other hand. Still as part of a reaction. And that's going to be 25 to hit.
Yeah, hit.
That's better. 27, so 13 points of piercing damage.
No. I'm below 100 HP. I can still hit him back, right?
Yeah, that was just its reaction.
Yeah, just for the funsies, I'm going to use reckless attack because now you don't have advantage. Yeah, and I attack once, which is a crit.
Because you have advantage.
Yeah, reckless.
9, 11. The first one is 14 damage.
Okay, that's the critical.
No, 18 damage. I'm sorry.
9.
Because of the brutal crit.
11.
And
Okay.
The second attack is 24.
24 is gonna hit.
And 10 damage.
And 10 damage for that. Okay. And that was both with the same thing, because you have the torch in the other hand, yes? So you can attack
Yes. I couldn't attack either because I used my bonus
action rage, right. Okay. It's not done yet. Okay. Trestle.
I'll be quick. Eldritch Blast. Hooray.
Eldritch Blast.
1, 2, 3.
15.
Oh, Peter, one thing.
What?
Basically, I would have to drop my torch for free action this round, if that's fine.
Okay. So you
To the
dropped it
ground.
before you charged in, or after? So where's the
After.
torch? Okay, so I'll say you dropped it when you got grabbed, so it's right here behind
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Can you real quickly find the range of torches light? Because that actually may be important. Because at some point it's dim light, and I need to know what that is. Trestle. The 15 actually misses. Both of the 17s hit. 12 and 11 for 23. You guys are carving these up so fast, especially when they roll so shit for initiative. Okay, and where you go? Is that where you're gonna stop, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. So, with that, we finally, this thing gets to do stuff, but it's lit up, so it's a little limited on that. Shit. Yep, fuck it. It's gonna go for the same thing that it was attacking before. 2 claw attacks coming your way.
With advantage?
Yep. So first one is a 3 and a 2. The second one, hey, 19. I'll take that plus something.
19. Plus, what's the end result? Because I have something.
27.
Oh no, I don't have that.
Yeah, you don't have something for that. You are quickly starting to resemble shish kebab. As you take 12 reduced from the rage, so that will go down to 11 points of piercing damage. You also are effectively grappled at this point, as you are literally stuck on these spear-like fingers.
Ow. That's fine for me.
Okay, that is the end of its turn. That goes to Rue. You're up.
All right. I am just gonna fly in. I'm gonna mix it up a bit. First, I'm gonna swing my club at it this time.
Okay.
For a a 10 to hit.
10 to hit is going to miss.
Looking at this stupid club, it's like, why did I use you? Swing around a claw instead.
Okay.
21 to hit.
21 will hit, yes.
Stupid club. For 10 damage.
Okay.
And I will again stunning strike with that. So con 16, please.
It is not paralyzed. It's not stunned.
Yeah, my thing is too low, and I think I'm gonna just pile into this thing as it's beating up my new stone friend, and go for flurry of blows.
Okay.
And this time I'm going to headbutt it and shoulder barge it.
Okay.
A 24 and a 29. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural 20 then. So.
Oh, yeah, and the second one's a critical.
Yeah. So for the first one, oh, here we go. It just did it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That
that's
crit was a bit of a
17
waste.
for the first one. 17 for the first one.
Yeah. Oh, 17 and
12.
12, yeah.
As you headbutt this thing, you hear this crack, and the head like snaps back and slightly to the side, and it is clearly broken and at a wrong angle. And Grunt, you can feel like it was almost pulling you up in the air on this spear that's stuck through you, but it's not pulling quite as hard as it was. It's not in great shape.
I think that noise wasn't my own skull. Like,
Yeah.
No, looks like it's okay. All right, good.
No, that was not your own skull. No. Mort. Oh, let's see here. His router. Gotta love internet. So Patrick's router is resetting right now. So we will skip him if he comes back before the creature's turn. We'll let him take a later turn. So Grunch, we'll have you jump ahead.
Okay. Then I'll use I take out my second bone and go hurricane on him.
Okay.
So I'm using reckless attack again.
Okay.
I'm just going to roll all the attacks.
Hit. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that's the first one should be 11 damage.
Mhm.
The second one should be 13 damage.
Uh-huh.
And the third one should be 11 damage again.
Yeah, well, how do you want to kill this thing? It's nope.
I imagine he's just going like this.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do the windmill, and it's not stopping.
Okay. By the way, like what? You leaned back and we mostly saw your ceiling.
Sorry?
We couldn't
Oh,
see
yeah.
you do anything. You leaned back and we just saw your ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. My arms are just flailing in circuits, and then it's just like pop, 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 pop.
Okay.
A lot of things raining
And
down.
as these bone clubs go flying, you actually have to almost put a wing in front of your face as this shrapnel of zombie muscle and bone just goes flying and shattering across this corner of the room, as it is very much no more.
As that settles, I just high five. I'll be like, you are indeed a worthy ally.
I told you, we are unstoppable together.
Justin starts
All these
playing the
magic
synth
users
music
hiding at the
again.
back.
Look, the old man doesn't say anything anymore since he saw that.
As the dust settles from that, it is 9:15. I think we'll call it here for tonight. Well done. Out of 3 combat encounters, I've gotten to take 2 turns. So yeah, 2. So you all are doing really well. I might have to adjust things before next week. No, I won't do that to you guys. But still, seriously, thank you very much for playing with us. Twos especially for jumping in at the last minute for Enya, who had to drop out at the last moment. Hopefully Patrick's router dropped at the right time as we were wrapping up anyways. Again, this is The Crumbling Stair by Cameron Melka. These guys have just been rolling great. I'm rolling like crap. It's not necessarily this easy of an adventure you're normally, which hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate more next week. So on that note, come join us next week. Check it out. Again, this is The Crumbling Stair. If this looks like something good for your table, it's available on dmsguild.com. Thank you very much for joining us. Take care of yourselves and tell more stories. Bye, guys.